Hello, my name is Bambi Harris. I've written over 30 novels. I'm an author. I'm sharing my experience with you in hopes that it helps you. So I've created these videos of writing tips, hoping that it helps you get your job done. I have had a lot of people approach me with helping them write their books, so I'm making these videos hoping that it helps a great deal of people, and also to direct them to these videos so they know what to do. But also, if you come across this video, hopefully it can help you as well. I'm not saying that my methods are correct or one way or the other, but I fumbled around over the years. I've been doing this 11 years, and I've just found what works best for me, and I'm hoping you can take what you want from it and discard the rest. I'm not an English professor. I'm not a grammar Nazi. I don't know anything about technical writing, but I'm very good at telling a good story, and I always say that I'm a storyteller who writes things down. So you might have more expertise in more fluid and polished writing. That won't contradict anything that I offer you here. I'm just literally telling you what worked best for me, and please, whatever works for you that I say, you're welcome to use it. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but it might spark some inspiration. So I'm going to talk about chapters today. I just wanted to say one thing before I get started, and I will probably bring this up again. The biggest obstacle that most people come across, when I mentioned that people have come up to me and asked me to help them with their books, a lot of people who say one day they would like to write a book, or they'll say, I've been thinking about writing a book, or I've always wanted to write a book. I just want to say, so far I've found the biggest obstacle to that has been doubt and fear, and thinking that it's a pipe dream, that it's such a huge undertaking, or that it's unrealistic, that they never even attempt to begin it because they're too afraid of how much is involved in ending it. Now, firstly, I want to say a lot of it's just fear, like you think that it's not a realistic accomplishment, but I'm telling you, I don't come from a good educational background. I'm a high school dropout. I wasn't taught how to do anything correctly necessarily. I spent way too long in school daydreaming. And if I can do it, anyone can. And this whole process of my writing, being the stubborn individual I am, I tried everything my own way. So in the process, I discovered other people's ways. I discovered what worked for me, and hopefully that helps you, as I said. But apart from fear and doubt, the other big thing is they think, oh, what about editing? What about the cover? What about this and that? These are all things that you will need to consider down the track, but they don't have to be daunting if you cut them up like a pizza. So you would never hand a child a big circular pizza. You would cut it up into pieces to make it more manageable. Just take one step at a time. Don't think about a huge project and the finished product. Think about the steps. And think about accomplishing a step, and then just keep doing different steps until you finish it. You're not going to do it all at once. So, but today I'm talking about chapters. I personally have found that the biggest help for me is to set out a skeleton. I call it a skeleton. So essentially I write out 20, and that's average. You might have very short chapters, and so you might have 40 of them, or you might have long chapters. Some of my chapters are a bit longer. Most of my books are about 85 to 93,000 words, which is a standard enough novel size. I think they start somewhere at like 75,000. But for a standard novel size, I just set out 20 chapters. And then here's the hardest part of writing a book, and I'm telling you this is the hardest part, is you have to tell that story in these chapters. You just give a guideline. It might just be 1 or 2 sentences. John goes to the shop and someone dies in front of him. That could be just your note for the first chapter. And each chapter you write until you get to the end. Now the hardest part of that is you're essentially writing the whole story. So you have to really give it some thought as to what's going to happen, what's the drama in between, and what's the end product. Now, you don't have to write it thoroughly. It's better for you if you don't, but if you can at least go this one, chapter 2, chapter 3, you will have written a guideline. And then when you write your book, you have, essentially you have to flesh out the skeleton. So I will say mystery novels, I write a lot of mystery novels. That really is kind of necessary because you need to know where to plant certain clues, and you need to know certain backgrounds of certain characters and things like that. So you want to put them into different sections and weave them through the mystery so they unfold to the end and reveal what the answer to the mystery was. So you really, especially writing a mystery, that helps a lot. But this could literally be used in any format because you want to weave through the drama, you want to weave through the story. Girl meets boy, this could be a romance story. Girl and boy have a fight, or some other third party comes in. Girl and boy fall back in love, or something brings them together and they realize they're meant to be together. So you have to layer it out and say, well, you know, maybe this chapter will be something in between. You don't have to be perfect at it, and you want to give it a try and scribble out things or delete things. But it's a really good tool to use so you know what's going to happen. And it's really helpful to know what's going to happen at the end, because then you want to write your story to lead up to that and to build the anticipation. And it doesn't even have to be something scary or something, any kind of anticipation, hoping someone gets together, or even something comedic. I mean, you have to have a sense of drama or interaction or something that propels the story forward. And we'll talk about that in another video. But so as I said, I usually write about 20. If you think your chapters are going to be shorter than that, you can write out 40. But just think about the actual whole story. What's your beginning, middle, and end? And if you are really at the very basics of starting this, then just write 2 or 3 or 5 and just say, these are some of the points I want to work with. Or write a ton of just bullet points and think, how am I going to weave them into chapters? Put them, even if you want to cut them up and put them together and say, well, this should go here and this should go here and this should go here. What do you want to be included in your story? It will change more than likely. I think for the average writer who is a creative person, your storyline will change somewhere along the line. And I've had multiple times where I'm writing mystery and all of a sudden characters are talking and someone throws something out there and I'm thinking, I did not see that coming, and it changes a huge amount of things that are going to happen later on that I had planned. So I had to go back and change and insert another clue. I had to change a certain thing, and then I had to change future ideas to accommodate this idea, which I've decided is very good. So it's not something you have to stick to religiously, but it's a guideline and it helps you. So consider this your plan of attack. It's going to be something where you can really just lay out your ideas about your storyline. You don't have to get it perfect, and just always keep in the back of your mind that there's no deadline to this. You just really want to try and just give yourself an idea. It's almost it assists you. It's a tool to assist you into creating the end product. And when you know how things are going to end, you are going to be able to better write the individual chapters, keeping that in mind. So that is all I'm going to say today. Hopefully that helps you. And again, keep what you need and discard the rest. Please subscribe to my channel. There's a little red subscribe button, and click the notifications button, which is that little bell next to it, and you can see future videos. If you have any questions, just send them to me right on the page, or you know, whatever you like. But I will be addressing a lot of things in future videos, so see if any of them combat it first. And I hope you have a nice day, and I really appreciate you watching.